The Logansport Police Department's also urging the public to come forward with any and all details surrounding a cold case that's puzzled investigators for over 35 years. 77-year-old Ruth Becker was found dead inside her home January 13, 1991. News 18's Lily Cedardahl has more on the continued efforts to find Becker's killer.
I'm here on Brown Street in Logansport, Indiana, and behind me is where Ruth Becker lived 35 years ago, in her home where she was stabbed to death. And all this time later, this still remains one of Cass County's most well-known cold cases.
In a predominantly quiet neighborhood, it came as a shock. She never bothered anybody, so the neighborhood couldn't figure out why anybody would be bothering her.
Ruth Becker was known by family, friends, and neighbors as a kind woman who generally kept to herself, which is why it came as a shock to hear that she had been stabbed over 20 times in her Logansport home.
Had to have been targeted in some manner, but we're not sure what manner.
Becker went to church weekly, and her family friends regularly picked her up to attend, as she was considered by today's standards challenged. After her landline rang busy for days on end, her family went over to check in.
When the family got there, it was in the evening, and when he went to open the door, her body was discovered right behind the front door.
At the time, the Logansport Police Department chased every lead they had. Kathy Collins was the original detective on Becker's case 35 years ago and says she still remembers finding Becker's body.
He was laying slumped against the bookcase and across the floor right in front of the door. There was no signs of forced entry when we got there. When the uniform division first arrived, they realized that there was water running somewhere in the house.
However, no murder weapon or DNA was found. Despite the collective effort to gain evidence, the case grew cold. Although with advancements in DNA testing, Sergeant Clayton Fry says the police department resubmitted evidence a couple years ago.
Since this had happened, the technology regarding DNA has gotten a lot better. So that was one of the big things we wanted to look at, is what we could resubmit, or maybe something that hadn't been sent yet.
While no new leads came from that, investigators say some witnesses may be out there.
You know, you've got younger kids in a neighborhood that maybe they saw something that 30 years, they're 45 now, and maybe they saw something.
The Logansport Police Department says the anniversary of crimes generally generate leads.
And you want to get closure for the victim as well as the remaining family and just the community, and you always want to bring whoever was responsible for something like this to justice.
Authorities say that no information is insignificant. If you have any details at all, you're urged to contact the Logansport Police Department. Reporting in Logansport, Lily Cedardahl, News 18.